SAT prep time, calculator portion coming at you. But what you're going to find with many of the questions on this section of the test is that you actually don't need a calculator. Case in point right here. So in the XY plane, the graph of which of the following equations is perpendicular to the graph of the equation above? Well, what does it mean to be perpendicular? That means the lines are going to intersect and form right angles. More importantly in this question is that my slopes are going to be opposite reciprocals. Now, what does it mean to be opposite reciprocal? Well, that means that the slope is going to be flipped, and then we're also going to change the sign. So if it was positive originally, it becomes negative. If it was negative originally, it becomes positive. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick at the end of the video for this particular problem, but I think the most straightforward way of going about this is taking our original here and rewriting it in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to have to add 2x to both sides and get 3y equals 2x plus 6. And then I'm going to divide by 3. So what I have now is y equals 2/3 x plus 2. I really don't care about this y-intercept right here, but what I do care about is this particular slope right here, 2/3. So my perpendicular slope is going to be -3/2. Okay, so that's part of our problem right now. Now, the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a look at my answers, and I'm going to end up rearranging these equations into slope-intercept form to try and compare my slopes. But I can be strategic about which ones I pick because I know it's got to have a 3 and a 2 or something that's going to simplify down to a 3 and a 2. I'm going to take a look at choice A first because I have a 3x and I have a 2y. So if I rearrange this, I'm going to have 2y equals -3x plus 6. I'm going to divide by 2 on everything on both sides, right? And I'll get y equals -3/2 x plus 3. That matches what we said was going to be my perpendicular slope, so I know that choice A is the answer. We got lucky that it was the first one. That's awesome. And also there was only one choice with the 3 and the 2. Now, if it was a little bit more diverse there, but there were a few answers that were, possibilities, here's another thing we can look at. If I go to my equation up top here, okay, and I see that I have a -2 in front of my x and I have a 3 in front of my y. If I want the opposite reciprocal slope, I know that these two are going to need to switch on me. So this would become the 3 and this would become the 2. And then I'd have to have the opposite sign happening here. So that negative would need to go away. So I'd have a 3x plus a 2y equals something. I do not care what that something is. I just want to make sure that I have the 3 in front of the x and the 2 in front of the y, and that the sign's going to change. Therefore, it's going to be the opposite reciprocal. All right. That's a little bit harder to understand. I think most of us are probably pretty good with changing to slope-intercept form. So I think that's a method that I would suggest for most of you. Hope that helps.